I get it. You're staring at a shelf of robot vacuums and wondering if any of them are actually worth the money, or if you'll end up with a pricey paperweight that still needs your daily push around. You don't want to throw $800 at something that sounds impressive on paper but forgets to handle the messy reality of kids, pets, and the occasional spilled cereal. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's dig into the Roomba-style contender from roborock, the Saros 10, and see whether it lives up to the hype or just adds another gadget to the pile. First off, the Saros 10 is trying to be the all-in-one solution, a high-suction vacuum, a mop that can dispense hot water, and a self-cleaning dock. That sounds like the ultimate set-it-and-forget-it promise, but the devil is in how those promises play out on a typical weekday. If you have a two-person apartment with a small dog that sheds a bit, you'll notice the 22,000 pascals suction right away. The robot pulls hair and crumbs from low-pile carpet and hardwood without having to go over the same spot twice. That power is especially noticeable when you let the unit run for its full 120-minute cycle. You'll come home to a floor that feels genuinely cleaner than a manual sweep. Now, the mop function is where the Saros 10 tries to differentiate itself. The Vibrarize 4.0 system actually lifts the mop pad and vibrates it while hot water drips through, which means it can handle light Dryden stains that most robot mops just push around. I tested it on a coffee ring on my kitchen tiles and, after a single pass, the spot was noticeably lighter. It's not a replacement for a deep scrub, but for daily maintenance it does the job without you having to pull out the bucket and mop yourself. One of the biggest concerns people have is getting tangled in cords or hair. Roborock advertises a zero-tangling main brush, and in practice the brush does have a self-detaching design that keeps hair from wrapping around the roller. In my experience, after a week of daily runs, I still had no hair wrapped around the brush, and the self-cleaning dock actually blew out loose debris from the brush compartment when it returned. That saves you the chore of opening the robot to manually clear tangled strands, a small but welcome convenience. Obstacle avoidance is another selling point, and the reactive AI 3.0 combined with precise LiDAR navigation feels more sophisticated than the older bump-and-run models. The robot mapped my living room in under 10 minutes and plotted a route that avoided my coffee table legs, a stray charger cable, and even my dog's favorite chew toy. When it encountered a new object, like a stack of magazines I'd just placed on the floor, it rerouted without stopping for a few seconds. That smoothness is a relief if you're prone to rearranging furniture often. The robot updates its map on the fly rather than getting stuck and needing a reset. But the Saros 10 isn't flawless. The biggest practical weakness I ran into was the size of the dustbin. Even though the robot can vacuum for 2 hours, the bin fills up faster than the spec sheet suggests when you have pets that shed or a kitchen that produces a lot of crumbs. Once the bin hits the limit, the robot automatically returns to its dock, empties into the base, and then resumes cleaning, but that extra back and forth adds roughly 10 minutes to the total cleaning time. If you're looking for a truly set-and-forget device for a larger house, you might find yourself recharging the dock more often than you'd like. Another trade-off comes with the mop water tank. The hot water feature is nice, but the tank only holds about 250 milliliters, which is enough for a single room of light messes. For a bigger open-plan space, the robot will need to pause, return to the dock, refill, and head back out. That pause isn't a huge issue if you're okay with a staged cleaning, but it does break the continuous cleaning illusion. Battery life holds up well on hardwood and low-pile carpet, but on thick rugs the suction power drains faster, cutting the runtime down to about 80 minutes. That's still decent, but you'll need to plan the cleaning route accordingly if you have a mix of surfaces. The dock's new generation Rock Dock does charge quickly, so the robot is back in action in under an hour, but the extra charging time can be a minor inconvenience if you want a full home clean overnight. So, who should actually buy the Saros 10? If you live in a modest-sized apartment or a small house with mixed flooring, you'll appreciate the combination of strong suction, decent mop capability, and the hands-free brush cleaning. Pet owners who deal with moderate shedding will love the zero-tangle brush and the robot's ability to keep hair off the floor without constant manual brush maintenance. People who value voice assistant integration will also enjoy the built-in Alexa and Google Assistant commands that let you start, pause, or send the robot back to base without pulling out your phone. Who